Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 204.
204.
And we are coming at you with a double dose of freedom.
Double freedom.
We got freedom coming out of our Gunpla boxes here.
Right.
So as they might know, if they watch the unboxing episode, I think we talked about it there, Todd.
Yeah.
You're going to be building the original freedom.
Yep, the 1.0, the first one.
Okay, and I'm going to be building the 2.0 that just came out last week.
Okay.
Now, aside from a more modern look that we're going to see with the 2.0.
Right.
There are a couple major differences, not only just because it's such a big time gap between the kits, but also the plastic that's involved. So you were building the kit with that ABS
Right.
frame.
So yeah, it's got the ABS just like the older Master Grades do.
And I'm doing the new style of Master Grade, which has that polystyrene.
The polystyrene. So same material as what they have in the iron-blooded orphan frames.
Yeah, those kind of things. So we're going to see kind of not just a difference in looks or gimmicks or that kind of thing, but also just kind of sturdiness. Remember, this kit doesn't have polycaps.
That's
one
right.
thing I need to mention, that this kit does not have polycaps. And maybe, back when the other kit that didn't have polycaps was what, the Shinanju version cut.
Right.
And when they released that, we're still using ABS.
So that's ABS and no polycaps.
Yeah. And it was a really sturdy kit. It was amazing. However, now I got a no polycap kit that's now polystyrene frame.
Right.
Will it be as sturdy? What's it going to do? I don't know yet.
That's softer plastic.
That's softer plastic, so that will affect it. The idea is just kind of how different they are.
Right.
Across not only generations, but plastic types. So you're going to go first. Are you okay with that?
Okay, I'm okay with that. You might as well show the oldest one first.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, well, let's take a look, shall we? All right, guys, so here we have the OG Master Grade Freedom. And now, OG, of course, stands for Original Gunpla.
OG, MG.
OG. But yeah,
In the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
It's got a nice clean look. And so this kit is now 12, it came out in 2004.
Yeah.
So it is now 12 years old.
Oh, you must be getting ready for like high school or something.
Junior high school, yeah. If this kit was a person, it'd be in the 6th grade right now.
Oh, wow.
Getting ready, starting to take those junior high school entrance examinations.
Feeling the pressure. Going to the after school.
Right, he's going to have to start joining some clubs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think this guy might join a soccer club because he's pretty sporty.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. But,
Okay.
all right, so anyway, back to the kit. So yeah, this is, it's getting in there in the years, I guess you could say. But it's just looking at it here. It still has a pretty good look, I think.
I would say for a 12-year-old kit, it does actually still look really good.
It still looks really good, and building it, I thought the build was it's a pretty good build also. So this is kind of one of those kits where it's exciting we have a new version, but at the same time, this old kit is also a pretty good kit. So if you are a really big Freedom fan, then you probably already have one anyway.
That's right.
And you're probably skipping forward on this part, but I don't want to hear about this old 1.0, give me the 2.0. But for the rest of you out there,
Yeah.
and you have lots of money, you should get one anyway.
That's right.
But here, I'm going to give you a quick look at this kit. So this kit, putting it together, one thing, I've been building a lot of those iron-blooded orphan kits recently, and pretty much all of the other kits lately. It feels like it's been a while since I put together an ABS frame.
Yeah. Probably the last couple of years when I stopped using ABS for the plastic for the frames.
Right. So they've moved on from the ABS and they've gone on to that kind of new soft gray plastic. Polystyrene. And yeah, it's still polystyrene like the rest of the colored parts, but it's like a different kind of polystyrene that they've used. But one thing that kind of stuck out to me about going back to this old ABS frame that I've kind of forgotten about was I'm so used to having the frames be kind of the soft plastic, but this ABS is hard.
Yeah?
It's a nice hard kind of plastic in there in the frame.
Yeah?
So it's a bit different.
You were mentioning some hard stiff things in the last episode.
Right, that Grim Garrett. The Grim Garrett had a really stiff frame.
Yeah.
This one isn't as stiff as the Grim Garrett, I feel, but it holds it up pretty well. As you can see, even though he's got these big wings in there, he's able to stand up.
Yeah.
Stand
That's
up pretty
important.
decently.
You got to stand up for yourself when you're talking about freedom.
That's right.
Freedom needs to stand up on its own.
Freedom. So yeah, as I just also showed, so just like kind of a lot of these other master grades, especially from this era, kind of, you have these movable hands, although only the trigger finger kind of moves separate. Yeah. The other fingers are all latched together, and of course the thumb moves. Yeah. So you get that kind of thing. But let's take a look, shall we, at the articulation of this kit. So he's able to stand up on his own, but to what kind of movement? So as far as leg goes, you're only going to be able to kind of stretch it out.
Yeah, you'll be restricted by those railguns, I guess.
Yeah, but even if I move them out of the way, just kind of the way they have the joint, I think, he's just not able to go that far. But
that's okay. He's got wings, so he doesn't need to run.
Right, he doesn't need to run. He could do a nice little high kick there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the leg, so the knee has this kind of extra part that kind of stretches out when you bend the knee, so you get a little bit of extra bit of leg motion going on in here. A
little extra cover.
An extra cover, so that's not so bad.
That's cool.
And then, well, just look at the leg. So here also you've got an extra little thing that pops out, and you can see the thruster in the leg. So they're pretty good, pretty standard as far as that goes. The waist movement, it was just kind of a simple, usual ball joint in the middle there. No real waist movement or bending as far as this kit goes. And the arms are pretty much standard, except that would be a little shoulder cover. Yeah. This kit not a lot of parts that just pop off on me when I'm playing with this kit, but this one, these little shoulder covers.
Yeah, if you start raising the arms up a little too high, they can.
Yeah, they just pop right off sometimes. I was trying to put the arms in and they kept popping off on me. But as far as that goes, it's pretty standard fare, I would say.
Yeah. Arms and legs are nice, but I think everybody just wants to talk about those wings.
Yeah. So this guy has been drinking lots of Red Bull.
Okay.
And as we all know, Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah.
And he's got...
This guy might predate Red Bull.
When did Red Bull start?
That's a good question.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll have to look.
Have to look it up.
Maybe he grew up with Red Bull. That's why he has such expansive wings.
Right. So look at these. Yeah, let's get them all... Whoops, I'm going to knock off these skirts, but we don't need those. Let's take a look at the wings, shall we?
Those look pretty cool.
Okay. I don't know if I've got this extended out in the right angle as you would see in the show. But yeah, he's got some full-on wings. This is going to take up a lot of space in your display case if you want to display these. Now, actually, while I have this out, before he falls over, with this kit, you do get this stand with a fancy design.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Nice. It's a good pattern. So why don't I go ahead and put him up on the stand so we can have a better look. There we go. All right. Now let's get him up on the stand. All right, so got him up on the stand. His wings are extended. Let's see if I can get these cannons out here. Let's see if I can get them in the right angle. I'm not sure.
Looks good to me.
Good deal. Okay. There we go. So he's...
That one's got to flip over, doesn't it? Blue on the bottom. You have to continue to rotate it. Straighten it out and rotate it.
Was it underneath?
Straighten it.
What?
Rotate it.
What? I'm losing. What can I rotate?
Like the other one. You turn it this way.
Oh,
and then you pull it over.
Wait a second.
That's how it's supposed to work. I know this because I built the RG.
Oh, the RG. So yeah, the RG would be fun to build. You know what? I wonder, did I put this on upside down?
Oh.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
No.
It looks like it should be fine with the blue going to the bottom, no? Rotate it. There you go.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go. I had it backwards for a bit.
All right. You're looking at it from the back, so.
Yeah, it's usually when you're putting this thing together and when you're trying to pose it, you're not doing it from behind.
Exactly.
But
well, not always.
Not always.
Sometimes. It's nice to change sometimes.
That's just an excuse on my part.
Okay.
I'm full of excuses apparently.
Yeah. Full of something.
All right, so he's got his cannons extended out here now with the wings, but also these side skirts.
The railguns.
The railguns. Well, it's in this form. It looks like a side skirt.
Yeah.
But then it folds out into the railgun mode, and as you can see, the beam saber just kind of clips onto the top of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take these off for now, and I'm going to clip on his railguns there. Alright, so the railgun also has a handle that will extend out. So he's able to grab onto it. I'm not going to bother because I'm not going to fit it in there at this point, but kind of make it look that way. So the side skirts, they're just kind of fancily just fold right on out into the rifle mode for us. There we go. There's so much stuff in the way.
Yeah.
I can't get it. There we go.
Nobody said freedom is easy.
Ha! And it only costs $1.05. There we go. So yeah, this guy is ready for action. Look at all those. We got all those rail guns and
there's things pointing out in every direction.
Yeah, he's just full of pointy things. Oh my goodness.
It does look good though.
It does. I mean, this is a 12-year-old kid.
You know, well, I'll speak personally. I'm fairly new to Gundam, so I wasn't around in 2004 when they would release this. But I can imagine looking at it, that at the time they released this, it must have been enormously popular.
Yeah.
Giving a kid like this.
It must have been so popular that they went back and they gave us a 2.0.
Yeah.
They're like, man, do you remember 12 years ago when we just sold just huge amounts of freedoms?
That's right.
Let's do that again. 2.0 time.
I don't object to 2.0s.
Yeah, I don't object either. Although I kind of would like some new stuff too, but sometimes 2.0s they're nice to have. But so yeah, he's got lots of weapons, but actually this isn't all the weapons that he has either. He's still got more. He also comes with his usual little beam rifle. Now this blue on here, this kit doesn't have a whole lot of stuff in the way of stickers, but this blue around the side of this rifle,
that's right.
this is a sticker. So you have a sticker there. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to line up sometimes. The black on his
saber. The
saber, this is a sticker.
Okay.
So what else do I have stickers on this kit? Now this is a big difference from the 2.0 guys. The 2.0 doesn't have the sticker here.
That's right.
But the 1.0, the OG, you get a sticker.
Can I steal your sticker?
It's mine. It's my sticker.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm trying to remember, was there any others?
Show the cockpit hatch.
Oh, that's right, I'm forgetting something. Alright, so the cockpit hatch, this is a Master Grade after all. Ta-dum!
Hey.
It opens up. Hey, there's a pilot inside.
Yeah, he does.
And he can just squeeze on in through that opening because it just slides down. It doesn't full out or anything.
Okay.
But yeah, just push it up, slide it in place.
Okay.
And there you go. So these, the beam swords.
Yes.
Now,
you can.
Oh,
things are getting crazy here.
You can connect it, and you could go full on.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. That is who I was trying to think of. Now I wonder, wait, because the original episode 1 came out in 1999, I believe it was.
Something like that, yeah.
So this was in 2004. I don't know, when did the anime start for?
Which came first, Darth Maul or Freedom Gundam?
What came? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What came first?
Okay.
Who started from who?
All right.
So that's
pretty, really long.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sized beam sword there.
Okay.
All right, so I wanted to show you guys this kit with like a clean look. So I didn't go crazy with any of the marking seals. But of course you do get your choice. You got the usual stickers and the dry transfers. But the 2.0, well, I guess you're going to see it from Syd in a second. It's kind of a more busy look. So if you want more of a clean looking Freedom, a clean, smooth, maybe more anime accurate Freedom, you'll probably want to go with the OG version. But the 2.0 is new. All right, Syd. So that's my Freedom.
The OG?
The OG, the original, the old one, the nice clean style. But I'm looking forward to seeing
Okay.
that 2.0.
Well, I'm glad we had a good in-depth look at that because now I have something to, of course I can talk about the Freedom, but I want to now compare directly with what you just showed.
Right.
So it's a good lead on. So I'll take it away. All right, thanks Todd for the look at the OG Freedom. Now we're going to look at the newest, greatest Freedom. My Freedom is just that much more cool. No, I don't like that.
Stop.
No, don't worry. 2 seconds. All right. This is the Freedom 2.0, and in many ways, it's going to look a lot like what Todd has showed you with the OG Freedom, but now my job is to kind of show you the differences. So, first of all, you can tell that it's just got a lot more, how do you say, detail, lines, curves, contours to it. This is now Bandai's technology is 12 years advanced from the original Freedom release, and they're able to put smaller details on these kits. For example, if I turn this down here, if you can see it, there's some text in there. ZGMFX-10A or whatever the Freedom's code is. They've even got that on the back, on his butt. He has the same text in there, which is actually like quite cool. There is text in there. I'm going to put this back up here. All right, lots of details to go over. One thing we noticed immediately, and I'll bring the old Freedom into the shot here, is that the old Freedom just is a little bit taller. Yeah, it looks like the original Freedom just has longer legs, at least. So he's standing a little taller. Of course, I can make this guy appear bigger by expanding the wings and doing stuff with the feet. Actually, I might as well show that starting from the bottom down here. So I do have these legs. This will move, but only this much. That's all. It's just kind of shows the thruster in there.
Yeah.
A little bit, not the same way as the 1.0, the OG, but still it looks good. You can, I might have to pull off this railgun on the side to show what the legs can do.
Yeah, my skirt kept falling off too. Railgun.
They've actually, here I'll show you just to kind of get it done here. It goes on a different way. You actually have this piece here, and it's tilted up, which is towards the torso. So the pivot point for your side skirts is not kind of down where the hip is, it's up above it. So when you do start moving it up, you'll probably be able to move it all the way further than you could with the 1.0. But I'll leave this off for now because I want to show what happens in here. Okay, so this is actually 4 pieces of armor. You've got 2 that come on from the sides, and then you put your front and back on. And what you're going to do is when you bend this leg here, you're going to get this effect. See that slide out? Very similar to what they were trying to do with the RGs, right? So it is actually quite cool. Now, Todd, when you showed your knee bend, this blue piece kind of stayed there for protection on the kneecap. That does not happen on this kit, unfortunately.
Okay, so that blue piece doesn't move independently from the white part?
Exactly. It is on its own. And you got to be careful when you're folding this back because you're going to want to make sure that you get the thigh straightened out so you can straighten out the rest of the leg. I think if you bend one before the other, you might kind of run into the points here, but I haven't had any problems yet. Next thing I want to show is the foot here. So the foot, they actually seem pretty sturdy. Like I was wondering, I had concerns about this kit. I'll come right out and say it. I had concerns about this kit because it is using the new frame plastic and not the ABS like we talked about a second ago. ABS, with the Shinanju, when they built that with no polycaps, it was just really, really solid. But it was also really, really stiff, and people had problems with joints. And then they switched plastic for paint purposes. Lost a lot of that ABS stiffness, and in some ways, some joints would start sagging. I was worried about this guy just succumbing to the weight of that giant backpack, but what they've done here is they've put a gimmick in the foot, and I'm going to lay him down here. They put a gimmick in the foot. You can slide it out, and then you can bend it down.
Oh.
So when you're on the stand and he's doing these crazy poses, you have this ability to kind of put the foot in whatever direction you want. But one thing I noticed is in kind of its neutral default mode, if you push it back in, let me get it lined up. If you push it back in, the way it's designed, the shape of the frame inside, like I can't really bend it too much. So it actually kind of adds to the stability of the feet. It kind of locks them in place. So he stands up quite well. I was concerned he would have a problem, but he stands up quite well. I have the railgun off, so I will show you that. Pretty standard fare here, right? Fold that out like so. There he is. He has a handle like that. Very, very simple. And there's actually this little piece of plastic here. If I wanted to pop it off, I could and swing the handle the other way. Although I don't feel the need.
So you could switch sides for your railguns?
I guess so if you want to grab them on the inside. I don't think that was their intended purpose, but just when they were doing the molding, they left both sides open.
Oh, okay.
Because you have 2 railguns to do. You also have the aforementioned beam sabers that we saw. I guess they're gonna go on like so. I was gonna probably have these in his hands, so it didn't matter to me kind of how they were put on. But
Right.
They stay quite well, so that is good.
Your sabers don't have a sticker for that black at the edge.
There's no stickers on this kit other than the eyes, and there's some blue on the plasma cannons, the cannons. I'll show you those in a second here. I'll put this back on, and there's the rifle has a scope as well. And blue stickers for the sensors in here. Now, I want to show the arms. There's a certain order. First of all, I think the detail in there looks awesome. The hands, of course, are the ones where you just swap the fingers. I think we first saw these in the V Gundam version car. It's like 5 years ago now, 6 years ago. And you can extend the arms. So it normally is like this. Now, I'll try and make it so you guys can see. Can you see that in there? Right in there, just how close it is, the top and bottom arm. By going like this, it actually extends, and that allows you more articulation this way. So he's got like, pumping iron. But you don't actually kind of have to pop it before you bend it. I think if you bend it, it can also naturally come out. So just that kind of accommodates the pose you're going to want. Now you also have the ability to turn the cuffs here, like this.
Oh, okay.
So
he's got a bit of a limp
wrist.
wrist.
On there. He's got a bit of a limp wrist, maybe, but that's what you want to say. Yeah, it just means that you'll be able to kind of grip in tighter. In some poses, he's holding the guns in front of him, or he has to rub the handle to the railgun, that kind of thing. So this will facilitate that. Lots of nice detail in there. Remember, there's no polycap, so it's just armor and frame. One thing worth mentioning, though, in the arm is that I can't really show you the frame because it's there, but it's not its own thing. Like in the legs, I could take off all the armor and show you the legs, like any Master Grade. With the arms, you build the elbow, and at the bottom of the elbow, you have a little hook. And with that little hook, you then plug it onto. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say, can I just show you? But
okay.
If I end up messing up here. Here we go. Come on, bro. It's quite unique. Here we go. I can do this. There we go. And I'll pull this off of here. So, basically, here's my side armor pieces. And it's this little hook. And into that little hook, I place this thing like so. And that's the extent of the arm frame. Can you see that? Because what comes next is I start slapping these together. Some people made a comment like, oh, it doesn't even have a full inner frame. Well, I guess not, but look at the arm anyway, and the tight space you have to work with, and they want to give you this sliding gimmick.
Right.
And maybe if they were going to try and make a frame for that, it would mean that they would have to design other areas of the kit differently, and you might lose a lot of the details that they're trying to bring out. So I'm not actually upset at all by how the frame for the arms is. I think of course, it works great.
Well, how often do you actually just pose it with just the frame, though?
I mean, it's cool to see.
Yeah.
Especially when you're building it, because it just gives you that much more to build, I feel. But, Master Grade's been around for how many kits now? We're at like 200 or something? So, almost 200. Like, we know what an inner frame is.
Right.
And if they wanted to give you an inner frame, there's a good chance it's going to look exactly the same as all the other inner frames. And I think what they wanted to go for is gimmicks and looks. And in that case, the one area they had to sacrifice was frame. So, but that's not to say that there's, just almost no inner frame. I'm not talking about an RU kit here, and I'm not talking about an IBO 1100 kit. This is a Master Grade. I mean, you are, other than the arms here, doing the frames. And Master Grades do have a lot of gimmicks. So I've showed you the feet, I've showed you the arms, railguns as well. I should point out that these little white parts in here, you have to insert them as you're building the torso. They're not stickers or anything like that. You actually have to put them in at just the right angle, and they're actually deep enough that once you get them in there, they're not going to come out again, which is a relief. Same with the V-fins in here. How they're designed, you're actually inserting them inside quite far. Oftentimes a V-fin will just fall off. These ones, they're not going to fall off. They are on for good once you get it on there. Now, there's something going on with this front torso that I'm hoping I can show you. Quite often your articulation in your shoulders is limited by how far you can move here, which doesn't seem like much. However, Bandai has designed these to pop out, and somehow this actually slides forward.
Oh.
So I can get kind of more motion in here. I thought that was kind of interesting. Of course, I prefer just to leave them there like that. Maybe I'm a purist and I'm used to seeing my Master Grades all tightened up, but you can do that if you like. And then, of course, you can go this way, move your head. He is quite articulate this way until you get to a certain point in here. But, you can't have all this crazy stuff on and be super 100% articulate. Okay, so I guess we're going to get to the part that people really, really want to see, and that are the wings. So, first step in the wings, they say, well, if you want to play with the wing cannon, check this out. I'm just going to bring these out because these are crazy here. Okay, so on the 1.0, you would bring these over and flip them forward, right? I mean, I can do that. Here we go, just like you showed.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out how it works in my V-fin. But there's one thing you need to see here. If I can figure out how it goes.
Oh,
Look at that, it extends.
okay, super extender mode.
Super extender mode, and of course, if I want to do that, I can do it here too. But I only get that much. If I continue onwards,
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna pop off.
a lot more detailed than the 1.0
Yeah,
guns.
exactly. So I was like, holy cow, this thing extends as well, like that. Now you're just getting crazy, Bandai. Of course, it means if you're not careful, you'll just pull the whole thing right out.
Oh.
Warning, warning. Warning, warning. Warning, warning. Gotta do a quick patch-up job here. Don't worry, it's a Master Grade. It goes together and it comes apart, although this connection is quite strong.
Don't worry, folks. It's all part of the show.
Yeah, that's right. I totally planned that. I'm glad it's like somewhat stiff, but you just have to be careful. That's all. Okay. Phew. Don't worry, now I don't have to take the entirety of the thing apart. Being that it's that newer, kind of more flexible plastic, it's a little forgiving. I can't just pop it off like that without fighting too much. So there you go. Plasma cannons. But man, my V-fin is now in the way of everything. Poor guy. His V-fin is just too big, Mr. Freedom.
Yeah, his V-fin is a bit bit longer than that 1.0's V-fin, isn't it?
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Okay, so now the wings are quite cool. So of course, how do I want to display them? It says to do it in a kind of specific order. So maybe I'll put the cannons back for now, so I can kind of do it in the order that they show.
There you go.
There's lots of parts here, and I want to make sure that it's shown properly. Because the wings, of course, they come last, and I think they took me the longest to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take this up in its entirety. So one, it goes up like this. Now I need to drop down little bits by little bits. Is that what you want me to do? So I have these kind of, where are you? I have a middle fin that can move on its own, which is kind of cool. And I have this back fin. So I'm trying to kind of spread these out evenly, I think.
Right.
To get,
I'm sure there's a proper order, but...
Yeah, they show it in the manual, but now this guy's kind of heavy, so let's see if we can match on this side here. Pull this up, pull this down, get all in the middle there. He's still standing. That's a good thing, given how heavy those wings are. The wings, there's not many frame parts in there, so it's not so light. But I do need to show one thing here, and that is you have the ability on these pieces, wing pieces on the back, to actually open them up and show frame on the inside. All 4 of them will do that. So here's the back here. You can open it.
Oh, okay.
When it goes into, what is it, hyper mode or something, they all open. I thought that was pretty cool, but I don't really think that I'll be using it all that much. It is pretty cool. And if you want to push up on these too far, this whole piece will come off, so you'll be pushing it back. So I'll let you put this down here. I'll get them on the stand in a second.
Yeah, your backpack, I noticed, looks a lot more detailed than the 1.0 backpack.
Crazy detail. I'll talk about a couple things before I put him on his stand, so let me lie him down here. Here is the shield. So here's the shield for the 2.0. Looks kind of the same. Here's the one from the 1.0 now. Todd pointed this out to me that you can, on the OG, you can kind of switch sides.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to do. And I do like that detail in there. The 2.0, yeah, you're not going anywhere. Like, this is just part of the build. You can't switch sides. This is just how it is.
It's molded together with the rest of the shield.
So you're kind of wearing this only on one arm, I think, for the most part. But the gun is much more detailed. Check out how the handle can move depending on where you want to point your gun. And this will move as well. So you can have your other hand on there. That is quite cool. I love the rifle. What is it, a lupus rifle or whatever it's called. Now, I want to talk about the stand and not just plop it on there because it's important to talk about things. This piece here. This is for, and if you already own an action base, you plug this onto your action base and then you plug it up in underneath in here, I'm assuming. Oh, no, you don't. Sorry. You plug it into your action base and then you need this thing. This is the adapter. But the stand that they give you already has this end. So what you're doing is you're plugging in it like this. Get in here. Like that. And this actually just kind of drops in.
Oh, okay.
Underneath here.
Is that under the backpack?
Yeah, under the backpack. You're not supporting all this weight by the skirt. You're supporting it by the backpack.
Oh,
so I'm actually going to sit a little lower than yours.
You are. Yeah, mine's a bit high up once you get it on the stand.
Yeah, so let me open these up again. Yeah. I like freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom. This is for the comments in this next episode. I want everybody to name a band that has a song called Freedom. We'll see how many we can come up with because I'm sure there's like hundreds of them.
Hundreds of freedom songs.
Hundreds of freedom songs throughout the land. I can think of a few off the top of my head. But.
Right.
Okay, so you go there, you go there. I don't think the plasma cannons are supposed to show until the end. That's why I'm trying to get this right here. All right, okay, go. So there he is. He's one wide, big guy. I cannot hide these things here on the edge. They stick out. Like you cannot hide your plasma cannons. Not on this guy. You do get the 2 beam sabers, and we talked about last time that they are the same as the ones in the 1.0. And I can also do exactly what Todd showed earlier and make my Darth Maul lightsaber.
Okay. And
to hold these, I just use my swappable hand pieces in here because they have that groove which will allow me to hold that. There you go. This thing I should probably try to get on to his arm. I believe it plugs into the back here. Is that the right way? Tell me that's the right way. Yeah? No? Who cares? Alright, there it is.
Ta-da.
Man, I gotta get these. Sorry, Shield, I'm taking you off. You look cool and everything, but I gotta get these railguns out.
Oh, that's right.
I do love a good shield. I think it's a good, important part of a kit. And sometimes when I build kits and there's no shield, I feel something is missing.
Yeah.
But I do have railguns, and it would be a waste if I did not bring them out. So, go in there. Pop out the handles. Although, unlike the 1.0, if you're using the handles, you just grip your hand around it. This one I have to actually hand swap. So, I'm not going to hand swap right now. But I'll put them close. That might wrap it up, I think.
Okay.
For the 2.0 Freedom Gundam. Oh wait, no, I gotta take advantage of my. Yeah. Check that out. No, you don't do that. There's one part that is really difficult to show. I would have to take all the legs off. The way that they have designed these skirts. Now, quite often in Master Grade kits, for example, we'll use this here. If my hand is the main skirt frame, you have a peg you insert from this side that sticks out here, and then it will go up like this. It slides, similar to a perfect grade. Right? Can you see that? Right. If this is your hip peg, it will slide on this track, and you can adjust the stance of your kit using that. We don't have that on this kit. What they've done instead is when you're building your peg for your hip joint, you actually are using 4 parts and they all move, which means instead of just this one thing on this kind of groove, it can go like this and it can go like this. It goes up and it goes down. So if you want your kit to do super splits, it would go up like this, creating some room for your leg, and it would you could then open up the leg to the extent the joint can go. It's quite amazing actually, because this will go down like this, and then this leg will drop lower if you want to have a certain kind of pose. It is really cool, and it was the one thing that stuck out to me when I was building this kit is like Bandai could have just done what they'd always do on Master Grade kits when it comes to the skirt assembly, and nobody would have really noticed, and nobody would have probably cared. But they decided that for this kit, it's all about gimmicks, and one of the gimmicks was like that skirt hip design, the leg, the feet design, the arms, how they extend. So this kit is loaded with gimmicks, but looking at it like this, you might not notice it. But once you start playing with it, you realize just how much effort went into the engineering and design of this kit. So I have to say hats off to Bandai for that, because it not only does it look amazing, but it can do some pretty amazing things. All right, I think we did pretty good, Todd.
I think so.
OG and a 2.0, and they both look pretty good.
They do. They both have their own unique differences.
I was going to say, they both have their charm.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll be playing around with this guy a lot more. I have a lot of markings to put on. I didn't show them, but we showed them during the unboxing, so people have an idea of what they're seeing. But now, let's get to comments, because we had quite a few comments. So I'll just move this guy off for now, because I have some boxes to pull out.
All right, so I guess maybe let me move this guy off to the side too.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to the comments. And the first comment we have is from Silver. And Silver says, "Where's the masterpiece shield Liger? Show me its glory, Syd."
Well, that lies in the hands of Ryan, who, as people know, because he announced it already, he's expecting kids. Actually, he's not expecting kids anymore because they were born about 2 hours ago. Congratulations, Ryan.
Omedeto.
Congratulations to Mom. She's doing well, apparently.
Okay.
So, yeah. He's like, I will try and push him to build that masterpiece Liger.
Yeah,
and
but
his wife is going to be staying in the hospital for another week, of course, because that's what they do in this country.
Right.
So that's his chance. I'll be like, Ryan,
he's got a couple of weeks.
You have your 1 week of freedom before anything.
That's
freedom.
Right. Freedom.
1 week of freedom.
1 week.
That's all you're gonna get for the next 5 years. So build a Liger.
Twins.
Yeah.
This could be the last kit that he could build for a while.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm kind of going out tonight, so I'll have a drink and shed a tear at the same time.
Okay.
My buddy Ryan. I'm very happy for him. Really, really happy for him.
I mean, that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Twins, even.
Yeah, no problems. That's what everybody's concerned about. Of course,
right.
if there's complications and things like that. But everything went smoothly, which is the best news ever.
Okay.
So congratulations again, Ryan.
Congratulations.
Sorry, Silver's going to have to wait a little longer for that masterpiece Liger. If he can't do it, I'm going to have to ask you to do it.
Okay.
So it'll get done.
Eventually.
Soon enough. Not next week because it's Shizuoka, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Shizuoka.
Yep.
3.0 Zaku.
I had a lot of comments about that. Don't start any rumors, all right?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't know anything. All right, moving on to the next comment from Vern X. And Vern X says, "Dear Wallet, please be fat and not flat again. I'm waiting for it, Bandai. BF/BFTMG's XD." I think that's not supposed to be XD. That's like the X mark in the
Yeah.
Smiley face. But.
You know, in this day and age, you know, we take PayPal and not any kind of cash. So your wallet doesn't need to be fat. It can continue to stay flat as long as your PayPal account is somewhat hefty.
That's
Come on.
Digital wallet.
Digital wallet has to be many zeros. Is that what we say? Can't say fat. I would like to see many zeros in my digital wallet.
Okay, as long as there's a number in front of those
Exactly,
zeros.
and not before it. Not after the zeros.
Not after it. Not like a point and then some zeros.
That's right. We all wish our digital account was a little bit more zero-y.
Yeah, I think everybody would probably like that.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yeah.
Moving on the next comment is from Stellarium Celestia. And they say, you know what they say? Denial isn't just a river in Egypt, it's also a Gundam.
Yeah, it's bad pun day. What do
It
you
is
think?
bad pun day.
As someone who's good at bad puns. What do you think, Todd?
No, that was okay, I guess. Not a bad try.
Yeah, I think you did well. Where else are you going to use the word denial?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Denial?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a bit in denial about this comment.
Okay. See? All right.
All right. So the next one is from _BMD_.
Yeah.
And they say, have you heard of and do you like the Mythbusters?
Mm-hmm.
They have a YouTube channel group called Tested, and they've been talking about building a couple Gunpla kits.
Really? I've heard of Mythbusters, of course.
Right, it's a
Yeah.
famous TV show.
Of course. I didn't realize they were doing some... Is it a YouTube-only channel called Tested?
Well, the show ended, I think I heard.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, I mean, since I moved here, I don't really keep up with anything,
that's true.
any American TV shows, to be honest,
That's
so
true.
I have no idea.
I enjoyed the show when I watched it. But, yeah, Mythbusters, if you are still filming and you want to test some Gundam kits, give me a call.
You know where to go.
You know where to go. We will test them for you.
Yeah, give us a call.
I'll even grow a weird mustache.
I can wear a hat or whatever.
All right.
All right, the next comment is from Random King 0x70. And they say, is your twin also into Gunpla? Well, they can't be talking about me.
Talking about me.
I'm trying to get my twin into Gunpla, but he doesn't really have the time nor the patience for it.
My twin is not into Gunpla because my twin is a female.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not identical twins, obviously. We're paternal
Okay.
twins. So we have more differences than we have similarities, I feel. When I say that, it's tough, you know.
Right.
DNAs and splits and double eggs. Which good sperm, which bad sperm, you know. I got all the looks and the brains and the intelligence.
Oh,
and
I hope she's not watching.
yeah, she's got all the sarcasm. She's got more sarcasm than me. Yeah, so she knows what I do, actually, my twin.
Oh.
Because I post on Facebook and things like that. So she's kind of like, oh, you managed to live the dream. You get to be in Japan and play with toys. And
Play
I'm
with
like, yeah,
toys.
when you think about it that way, it's pretty cool.
Living the dream.
Freedom! Wasn't my dream to do that, but when I assembled the first Bandai Darth Vader's model kit, I was like, I've arrived.
Right.
I've come full circle. Yeah.
Wow. This is magnificent.
Yeah.
Now, I still have that original old MPC Darth Vader kit somewhere.
Yeah.
Someday I'll have to build it.
You didn't get inspired after watching episode 7?
Not to build that old thing.
Oh, okay. That's true. You want to build the newest of the newest?
You want to build the new stuff, but that thing is just like old.
Okay. All right. Now, I guess it's my turn. My comments are somewhere around here. Now, if you remember correctly, Stellarium does.
Ooh.
She is not in denial that this is one of the kits being given
That's
away.
right. Let me take the denial.
All right. So the denial goes to comment number 110.
110.
And it's Toho Fuhai.
Ooh.
I recognize that name. He says, great episode, guys. Might be my imagination, but the Grimgard kind of reminds me of the Enact from Gundam 00.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
It's been a while since 00. Jeez.
Right.
I think when I first just started working here, 00 was
That was
on
the new
way.
thing?
It was coming. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure I remember that.
Yeah.
kit.
I would be in denial if I exactly remembered. So, Toho Fuhai.
Toho Fuhai.
Toho Shinki. He is going to win the denial. And I will be contacting him. So now we just have, what is it, the gun tank, the Origin.
Okay.
Origin kits are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Awesome.
And this was the first of them.
Other
if
than
I
the
remember
Shars,
correct.
actually, no? Was it before the Shars? Maybe it was.
I kind of remember it. This was.
Okay. So if you quite possibly could be getting the first Origin kit.
No, wait. This is number 2. It says on the box.
I just asked you a question, Todd. The answer is right there. I gave you a chance.
I failed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be living the dream much longer.
That's if you keep failing, you're not going to be. Let's face it, yes you are. Ryan just had twins.
That's right.
We need somebody here. Okay, so Maltese Cross. He wins.
Ooh,
He's comment
okay.
number 116.
Maltese Cross.
So comment number 110 and 116. We're both very close together this time.
Yeah.
around. He says, hi guys.
Hi.
Thanks for this episode, but really looking forward for the next one to see the review of the new Freedom.
Freedom.
New Freedom, he said.
Old Freedom.
You have your moments. The E-Freed is now listed in my shopping list. It really looks like a great kit. We'll definitely get it. Thanks again, guys. The E-Freed, it is a great kit.
Yeah.
For an RE100.
It looks nice.
It does look nice. I just like the bulk. But sometimes you gotta stream it down. Freedom.
Old Freedom.
So that's gonna wrap it up, I guess, for this episode. But this next week, when we normally shoot, we'll be shooting instead down in Shizuoka.
Right.
And we will be Facebooking and kitting everything up. So usually we try to do the Gunpla TV episode kind of at the show, almost real time. You know, we take it from the camera, rip it on the computer, just put it in there and just get it out. So it could be Thursday evening Japan time. The Gunpla TV Shizuoka Hobby Show video is up.
Okay.
And then after that, the next few days, we'll see us with the sci-fi and everything else.
Right, and some scale kits.
And all the scale kits and whatever else we can find in Shizuoka. I'm hoping for some surprises.
Yeah, I always hope for surprises.
Ryan might be popping in Shizuoka, but he's not
Okay.
sure because his in-laws live down towards that area, but not quite.
Right.
So, who knows? If he makes it, it'll be awesome. He will get to see all his favorite Macross stuff and stuff like that. But if he doesn't make it, totally understandable. We will cover for him. And then the following week, we'll have some kits to talk about because I think the Astaroth is coming.
The Astaroth.
High Mobility Psycho Zaku.
Yeah, we're
HG.
getting some of those, the
Gym,
Thunderbolt
Thunderbolt
kits.
Gym. Yeah, so those should all be coming the week after Shizuoka, I believe. So we have lots more Gundam coming your way.
Right.
Yeah, so have you learned Ryan's lines yet?
I actually haven't studied
Oh,
them yet. Facebook. Twitter.
Okay. Facebook, Twitter.
Instagram.
He says, reminds everybody once again, we're brought to us by HobbyLink in Japan.
That's right.
Please support us. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter,
Twitter,
Tumblr, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, and of course our HobbyLink.tv blog. There's lots of groups in there. People can participate. Yeah, that's what he says. And I say, okay, next week more Gunpla.
Okay, I have to study.
Next week Shizuoka.
That's right, next week Shizuoka.
That's right. So look forward to that. We'll see you later.